Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we make custom measuring sticks. Now these aren't your typical measuring sticks. What they do is they go, it's for liquor, brewery, that kind of stuff. And what they do is they have these huge vats, and on the side of them they have a little visual to know how high or low the liquids are in it. Now, in this case here, what they'll do is they'll put this right next to that sight glass or sight glasses, and they can know right away, okay, we've got 7,000 gallons here, 7,500 gallons here, 8,000 gallons here. So it's a huge vat, and this quickly visually tells the customer, oh, okay, this is how much I have, this is how much I have room for, or this is how much we have left before we do another production run. The material we use for this is stainless steel, obviously, and it was 2B. And what you see here is fiber laser etched. So this was cut with the plasma cutter, and then it was put into the laser, and then the laser permanently etched this. Now the reason why this works wonderful for basically the food industry, we do a lot of custom stainless steel for that. The reason is you can actually wash this without worries. If it was made of lamecoids, any kind of plastic just doesn't work very well because they usually have bleach or harsh chemicals to wash things down. And that's why stainless steel is great. If you had these out of vinyl or any other material other than fiber etch, like this does not come off. If you had any other material, it would just come off over time. In this case here, it doesn't. Now you'll notice that, I just noticed that, but you notice the color comes a little bit off here. That's just because there's a little bit of, when I do the fiber laser etching, there's a little bit of a metal soot that builds up on the top, so this just comes right off. You can see very clearly legible. For things with relatively large details, and I mean relatively, plasma cutting is awesome. It's very cost effective. It's a very quick process. It's actually faster than laser. The thicker the material goes, laser exponentially goes slower. It's faster than water jet as well. Water jet is a wet process. With stainless steel, it's not a problem because you don't have to worry about rusting, but it is something to keep in mind. For this project here, all we're doing is basically just cutting steel slats, so plasma is totally fine for that. After the initial cutting, I got to clean up both surfaces because when it comes to fiber laser etching, if there's anything on the surface, it can dissipate the beam, especially if there's oil or that kind of stuff. It really doesn't like oil or other sort of surface contaminants. At the same time, I'm cleaning up the surface. I'm also introducing like an orbital sort of finish on it. These are your 2B. 2B is just a plain gray, so it's not very aesthetically pleasing to look at. But once you do the orbital over it, it really comes into being. It creates a nice little mirror finish to it, but it's not such a mirror finish that you can see everywhere like it's a total mirror. The other advantage to this is fingerprints, they just don't show up on it. Especially for something like this here. People might be using their fingers to measure, just visually see where things are at and where things need to be, or describing the gauge. This works perfectly. Fiber laser etching is a relatively slow process, but you have to keep in mind the first process was plasma cutting, and that is very precise, and the laser is just as precise. Now, because they're both CNC machines, they basically have the same tolerances, which means that I can go from machine to machine to machine to machine. As long as my jigs, as you're sure to see, I have 2 square blocks there, and I lay this on top of the Corian just to make sure there wasn't any variation in the height. But as you can see here, this works totally fine for fiber laser etching, and the details are nice and clean. In this case here, we're doing just lines, and we're also doing just numbers. So it's a pretty straightforward process. What I have here is one of the shorter pieces of the wide bends. These were 3 inches across, the other ones were 2. Now a question you might have is, why don't we just use flat bar to do this? And that's actually a really good alternative to doing this. The reason I didn't use flat bar is because I wanted a consistent edge here, 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 and here. And with flat bar, you have a different edge quality wherever you cut it. So you'd had a different edge over here to here to here, because flat bar goes in this way through the system. So this way I have something consistent. The other thing is, why did I choose plasma over water jet or laser or what have you? Plasma is definitely the most cost effective for cutting this material. Water jet's really slow, laser's a lot faster, but the downside to laser, if there are some, is that when it comes to cutting, you don't end up with a nice kerf. Now it's probably very hard to see here. Let's see if I can get something. So this edge is not straight like it would be with a laser. It's a little bit of an angle. And I think that looks just really, really cool. And it gives it a nice, I know it's hard to see on the camera, but you have the shininess of the stainless steel, and then you have this slight little darker kerf all the way around. And it just accentuates what it is, especially considering this will go on a stainless steel drum or something like that on the back of it. So it just makes it pop that much more. So aesthetic reason more than anything else, but I really like plasma cutting as well. Like I like all the different CNCs, but each one has their plus and their minus, and each one has their intricacies. So when I get a project from a customer, they might say, well, here's what we want to do. And right away I know, well, we should use this one instead of that one because of so and so and so forth. So are there any limitations to what we can fiber laser etch? Like the plasma cutting earlier, it does introduce heat to the metal, and the more heat you introduce to metal, the more warping you can have. Now, when that comes into being for this here is 12 gauge, which is totally fine thickness. It's a little bit less than 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters. So it's totally fine for this. If we're doing full coverage, I'll definitely go to at least 11 gauge or 10 gauge stainless steel, because that's when the heat really builds up. In this case here, what I'm etching is so far apart that the heat doesn't really have time to build up in any one area. You also have to keep in mind that the laser is shooting air down at the head. So at the same time it's cooling it down, I also have the vents running, so they're sucking any heat out through the table and through the back of the laser. So there isn't really that much heat buildup at all for this process here. Now when it comes to logos and that kind of stuff, pretty much any logo works. We just need it to be black and white, because you got to remember the laser is either on or off. There's no sort of in-between etching. So what that means is, let's say you have a black and white image, it's where it's black is where it's etching, or where it's white, it's not etching. Now where it's gray, if you had that in your image, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to etch or not etch? Like there's no in between. For that we can use filters to solve that issue. If you have just gray imagery, that sort of does something like newsprint. So it creates the image, the gray, the density of the blackness is depending on the gray of the color in the image. But generally what I tell customers, black and white vectors work perfectly. So because we custom fabricate these to spec, they could have been any thickness, any length. We made them in smaller batches like this here. And the reason for that is when they go to the customer, they're just going to TIG weld it onto the vat. Now, these are smaller pieces that they just put together, basically just to manage. It's so much easier to manage. If you have, huge, I don't know, like 12 feet long pieces of metal, it's a bit of a pain to carry it into a business, set it up for TIG, all that kind of stuff. If you have smaller sections, it's easier. If you got to adjust something, you can. It just makes it a lot more efficient for the customer to place this on the customer's vats. So if you're looking for custom measuring sticks, basically, contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make them for you and ship them right to your door.